My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today, from the house at BDK, I am reviewing Rouge Smoking. In my head, I almost changed it to Smoking Rouge. I'm learning Espanol at the moment, and that's the hardest bit, is getting all the words in order. So they all change in Spanish, and that's where I really mess up. Anyway, for 100ml, it's 170. The notes are bergamot from Italy, cherry accord, pink, berries. Hard notes are black vanilla, heliotropin. Base notes are ambroxan, cashmere, lots of N's today, tonka bean, labdaman, and white musks. Do we have our bottles of Rouge Smoking? Are we engaged with ourselves? Let's get testing. Everything I've tested from this house I really liked. Love the cap. Feels nice and weighty. Feels luxurious. I like the colour. I bet the filtering of this is insane before they fill it. Anyway. The atomizers on this range are super fantastic, are really great. I'm excited to try this. Rouge Smoking. What do I do with that? I do a smoky cherry. What do you think of this? Leave your notes below. Radiant, clean, slightly cherry, vanillin, coumarin, youth vanillin, heliotropin. It's definitely smoky, definitely cherry. This is the thing I've noticed in perfumery. What's insane to me is how some people can pick up on something and other people pick up on other things, and also different concentrations of things people pick up on. So I'm giving you an example. Say if you were doing a leather-based fragrance and you were using Seb Quinolone. Now I call things different because of the trade names. I get they're all different and stuff. But let's say that we were doing a leather-based fragrance and I was going to use Sulfurine and Seb Quinolone. The combination of them blows my head, because you could use slight amounts of the Seb Quinolone, and with that, some people can really detect it, and it's very intense and leathery, and some people cannot at all. And that I find incredibly interesting about people. What I've had to tell myself, because when I make a perfume, it must be for myself. I really want people to love it. I really want, that's kind of what I want. It's kind of like, I really want people to love it. I want people to love what they get. It's kind of that feedback. One of the reasons why I do this job is I love making people happy, and I love that when I design a perfume, people get it and they love it. It's never really about the money. I mean, I have to pay bills. Everyone has to pay bills, but that's not why I do this job. I do this job because I love when people have an identity with their fragrance and love telling me, love it, what I do. To me, that gives me the payback. It makes me want to create more, wants me to be better. That sort of feedback, I just find mind-blowing that I can create something that people love so much. When they come into the shop, or I've met them occasionally, I'm very private and shy, so I don't really think I'll be doing events. I couldn't think of that anything worse, to be honest. I think it would be not great for me. But I just find it completely mind-blowing that people, especially on these reviews as well, that people sometimes listen to reviews to relax, or kind of, I don't know, find it completely mind-blowing. But anyway, just so I'll let you know. But that's what I find interesting, which is how people interpret a fragrance, and how people will, I know what's in the sort of a fragrance, and I know sort of how it's blended. And I had a leather fragrance called Deviant, and I've got a new sort of leather fragrance called some of the K. The sort of leather accord is less in the K fragrance and more in the Deviant. And I remember some people saying that Deviant was too leather, but it's so small, the difference in sort of percentages, but the perception is massive. So I find that completely mind-blowing. I was trying to be centric in what I'm doing now, but so this is, everything is this sort of cherry smoky fragrance. This is so mildly cherry through the fruit notes and through the heliotropin. That's more sort of wood-based, more sort of like mildly cherry, mildly smoky, mildly pink pepper, sort of mildly, if that sort of makes sense to you. It's not sort of like full throttle red. I kind of would like it a little bit more red, but hey ho. It's got a beautiful bit of elevation from the cashmere and linalool raw materials combined with the bergamot. Bergamots are brilliant. Citrus to start. It sort of goes with everything. It sort of goes with everything. If I'm honest with you, it's my starting citrus. I have my own bergamot blend, which is a blend of, I think, 3 or 4 different bergamots all blended together to how I wanted it to smell. So I wasn't happy with one bergamot, wasn't happy with another one. So we have our own bergamot type. There's lots, some I really don't like. Some I didn't smell because they were sort of a bit too light, so I hadn't blended. Bergamot is within this, and it gives it that sort of like little bit of citrus, sweetness to it. Top note, beautiful sort of top note with pink pepper. Pink pepper can help enliven a citrus. But what you're smelling is the Ice Super, the vanillin, vanillin, coumarin, heliotrope, that combination. And the reason why I got like this, I sort of explain, is because I'm sort of visualizing it with my sort of brain. So I see these raw materials in front of me. So when I go like that, I'm going through each one in case you ask about the hand movements. It helps me visualize it, helps me focus on what I'm doing. It's not because I'm sort of trying to do jazz hands or puppet shows. It's sort of, that's how I see it, it's sort of moving together. And I see raw materials sort of as a, like moving together, things go together. So I sort of like, this does not contain it, but I'll do the same for cedarwood, sandalwood, Adamus oil, patchouli. The way it combines to me is like that. You would go down through the formula. That's how I see it. Dyslexic brains are very much like that. We can visualize that in front of us. And I know that autistic brains definitely 100% do that. So when I did my test, they sort of asked, can you see it sort of in 3D in front of you? On the questions they asked. Like, yes. So I sort of see it. And also I see myself in my lab pouring the raw materials and sort of see them. When I'm trying to describe it to you, I'm sort of trying to see what it's like. Is it solid, semi-solid, liquid, what's the viscosity like? So I'm trying to take these concepts and raw materials and put them in a way that you can see and smell and taste in your brain through the English language, which is insanely difficult. Anyway, on to my final thoughts. Not my favorite, and I think it would be insane if I loved every single fragrance, because not everyone's like that. And I think sometimes you need to challenge yourself as a company to produce something different. And there's a citrus in this range. I think it's called Neroli. I'm going to try. I'm very excited to see. On a plus side, everything this company makes is, I mean, amazingly blended, beautiful skill with it. Nothing sticks out, no sharp corners, rounded, smooth, radiant, clean. But I'm not sure if I like this. I think that combination of cherry, slight smoke with not enough fruit, raw materials, not enough fruit acetates and Damascus molecules. That's what I feel is lacking from it. I would have loved some acetates, rhubarb acetates and Damascus molecules. I'd love that a bit more. A little bit sweetened as well. Not everything has to be sweetened, but I kind of would have loved a little bit of ethyl maltol and a little bit more fruit molecules through it to give it something. To me, it feels a little bit too vague. In my opinion, of course, this isn't like gospel according to whatever, but to me, it's a little bit too vague for my personal taste. And there are other fragrances, the Oud and the other one, the two that I reviewed, Gris Canal, were sort of quite substantial and sort of had a attitude to it. I can't explain it anyway. This to me feels like it's missing that sort of thing about it. I loved there was one that was a tobacco one I really loved as well. But this is kind of missing something that I expected from the range. It's kind of a bit more attitude, a bit more of substantialness to it, but I think it's really great. I mean, I think their work is like outstanding, but at these high marks, it becomes nitpickety. I think this is dead on unisex. I think this is suitable for more colder weather, because these sort of wood-based and cherry fragrances are, well, I don't think they're wearable in the summer, to be honest. So this is more cold weather. This is sort of a signature scent. I think it's completely inoffensive. I think it sits right on demographic of all people, all sexes, all that sort of stuff. But for me personally, it's lacking something. It's kind of lacking, I don't know, I'd love a bit more sweetness to it. I'd love some acetates in it, really sort of kicking it a little bit. And I think I would have absolutely loved it. It's okay, but it's a little bit sort of like dry, smoky, bit of cherry. But it hasn't got the word I'm looking for. It's not nuanced, it's missing a nuance of something to it. And I think then it would have been superb. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's great perfumery. I think it's beautifully blended, but it's not for me. You know, I like cherry fragrances with a bit more punch. So if you love that review, thumbs up and subscribe. More fascinating, interesting content, lots of moving hands, lots of fragrance views. Hope you're staying safe and well. See you soon.